So this is the battle of the all-electric cars. Well, that's the way the world is going. We have the Chevy Bolt. Change is coming really soon, 2022. I've seen pictures of it. Needs an update. And then we have the Mustang Mach-E. Let's see which one of these you ought to have in your driveway. Well, since the Bolt has been out the longest, since 2016, let's start here. Actually, it was a car that auto writers deemed as the savior for the electric vehicle in the domestic market when it was introduced. And even though it's been around for 4 years, it still has a modern feel to the interior. So let's check out the utility of this Chevy Bolt. It does have pretty decent storage room and cargo area, especially when these two 60/40 folding rear seats fold down. Not bad for an electric vehicle. Let's go around to the inside. It's SUV-ish. Let's see what the second row is like. Probably not the most leg room, but it's not bad. In fact, for a small growing family, it's pretty decent. Just not a car you're going to take your adult friends on vacation in. And let's face it, it's an electric vehicle. Not many road trips anyway. But if you do happen to be back here for any short period of time, at least there are 2 USB chargers for you. Well, now for the front seat. This is where we'll see if this car compares to the other electric vehicles on the road. And after a bit of a mini light show when you start the 2020 Chevy Bolt, it's like any other gas-powered car on the road. All of your controls are right where you expect to find them. Things are neatly placed here on the steering wheel for easy access and to add to the safety and convenience while driving the vehicle. You can control your smartphone, your cruise control. You even have a heated steering wheel here. You control your lane keep assist. So the safety features that you've come to expect from Chevy are here. You have heated seats, driver and passenger. Another way to control your climate control, it's right here. Or if you want, you can go here and you can choose to control it on the touch screen. Have features like rear seat reminder, General Motors, teen driver functions, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Wi-Fi. Back to your list of apps. Cameras work great. Speaking of cameras, let's go up here to your rear view mirror. Yep, push the button and that too changes to a monitor. This slot here is where you actually place your smartphone to charge while you're driving. Wireless charging. Also 2 USB charging ports there, plus an auxiliary port. Well, it is likely that you'll use this as a family vehicle, so it's always good to have a little additional storage. It is configurable, small, but it's there in case you need it. There's even a sport mode, and it gives you the information right here on the dash. Our tester also has optional IntelliBeam headlamps, which adjust your high beams when you're facing oncoming traffic at night, and your windshield wiper stalk on the other side. So as you can tell, electric vehicles aren't very different than the cars you've come accustomed to over the years. Once you get used to that deafening silence inside the car, they're pretty enjoyable to drive. And the layout here for this Bolt, though it's not exceptional, it does work well and it is pleasing to the eye. Well, looks aside, down to what we really buy an electric vehicle for. That is for saving money. Chevy estimates that the Chevy Bolt will go 259 miles on a complete charge. Now you have to be a little bit gingerly with the accelerator, but that's pretty decent. And to get that charge, if you use your charger here that comes with the car in your house, it'll take you all day. I didn't time it, but it takes forever. But if you do install a level 2 fast charger in your home, it can be charged up in about 9 to 10 hours. So plug it up when you get home from work, it'll charge up overnight and you're ready for the next day. But if you need a quick charge, it does about 25 miles worth of charge in an hour. And here's where the Chevy Bolt has one small advantage. The cord is actually longer for the Bolt than it is on the Mach-E. So I was able to actually plug up the cord to the level 1 charger outside at my home and not have to pull the vehicle in the garage. So that's one advantage to the Chevy Bolt. Let's look at the Mustang Mach-E from Ford. A lot of you Mustang loyalists are gonna hate me for this, but I really like the look of this vehicle. I think Ford did a great job of making this electric vehicle look like an everyday vehicle. It doesn't have to look like it's saving the planet. Great job, Ford, for this Mach-E on that piece. Maybe you could have named it something else, but I can't change the name, and I wouldn't change anything about the look of this 2021 Ford Mach-E Mustang. And Ford does build the Mach-E Mustang as an SUV. So if it's an SUV, the cargo area has to be useful. Let's check it out. That took a bit of work. Let's see now. With the 60/40 folding rear seat, that's pretty decent space for a mid-size SUV. Well, the Ford Mach-E has a front. Let's check it out. And I've even read that in this compartment, there's a drain to let water out. So if you're out tailgating with the new Mach-E, you can actually put ice in here, put cold drinks in here, and let the water out when you're done. So starting off here, it looks like this EV has a little bit of SUV in its DNA. But let's take a look on the inside and see if it really can double as a family car. Let's check out the back seat of this Mach-E. I kind of like that push button door opening. Well, it's in no way a full-size SUV, but there's decent leg room here in the second row. And even though there's a little more leg room here in the Mach-E than in the Chevy Bolt, I will have to give a nod to the Bolt for the quality of materials. But you do have a USB-C fast charger here in the second row of the Mustang. And when you make your way to the driver's compartment, you can't help but notice that 15.5-inch vertically mounted touchscreen infotainment system. Ford will use this 15-inch system to download updates for the vehicle, which will constantly enhance the technology and add more content to the infotainment system remotely. And here down low on the center console, to make for more room, Ford has also gone with the knob to control your gear selectors here in the center. There's also your electronic parking brake, and you have your wireless charging station here for your smartphone, as well as another USB and a USB-C fast charger. And for old time's sakes, there's an old-fashioned cigarette lighter adapter here in the center console. And like on the Chevy Bolt, all of your controls for your infotainment, your phone, cruise are right here on the steering wheel. This less dramatic instrument cluster gives you all of your information for your lane keep assist, your lane departure warning, and the other safety features available on the Mach-E Premium that we have. And note, we didn't have a complete list of all the features and functions of this Mach-E First Edition. It's no longer available, but hopefully with the California and the GT models that are coming out, there will be an improvement to the interior. That would be the only thing I would say lacked on this Mach-E. And while we can't wait for that GT, I hear it's gonna have some really good 0 to 60 in track times. This First Edition was not a disappointment. It was a really exciting vehicle to drive, especially for an EV. And I know that's what you came here for. How does it stack up as an EV? So again, we had the First Edition Premium all-wheel drive. Ford estimates the extended range battery on this one at about 270 miles. If you go with the two-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive version, it's estimated to get a class-leading 300 miles per charge. Here's your charger, neatly put away. Even have a 240-volt adapter here with it as well. And to help alleviate range anxiety and the inconvenience of driving an electric vehicle, Ford claims that you can charge the Mustang Mach-E from 10% battery life up to 80% battery life in 45 minutes, which is around 200 miles while you're having lunch. Not bad for an EV. So even though this isn't Ford's first foray into the EV market, the Mustang Mach-E appears to be ready to challenge the rest of the EVs on the market. And while the Chevy Bolt still does its job, it needs a little more range and a bit of a refresh on the exterior. Well, decide for yourself. You've seen them both inside and out. I will say, when it comes to getting the crowd started, getting the look started, the Mustang Mach-E wins hands down. But when it comes to interior space, fit and finish, this Chevy Bolt is nothing to sneeze at. And just wait. 2022, there's a new Bolt coming out, completely redesigned, and I think it may be a formidable opponent for the Mustang Mach-E. But for now, the Mach-E would be my choice hands down. Be sure to follow us on social media, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Listen to us every Saturday morning live from 10 a.m. until noon Eastern Standard Time on News and Talk 1380 WAOK.